We all struggle with creating our own ideal days and fixing the routine. And one of the most important things of your life when it comes to entrepreneurship, I don't know about the other world, other part of the world, but then when it comes to entrepreneurship, one of the coolest and one of the most important things is going to be your routine. It's going to be how do you structure your day. And we typically always fail at this thing. I have always failed at this thing. And something that I'm going to talk to you about is 5 mistakes while creating an ideal day. So the previous video that I recorded, this video has been recording on 16th of July 2022, 7:27 right now. So the previous video that I recorded was 6 ways to create your cool ideal day. Like there are steps to create that. And this one video, the mistakes that we make or these mistakes that we can avoid. So thanks so much for joining in. We are going to dive on to this one thing. So the first and foremost thing is going to be expecting a lot of things from you and adding you need to be watching the previous video first and then coming to this video, because I'm going to take a lot of reference on that video and I'm going to use that as the link to this one, so that please pause that and come back over here. Now, when you add 1,000 things to your timeline as an event, like I'm going to do these many things in the list, when you add these many things in the whole list of the days, like in 24 hours, I'm going to do this. And what generally happens is when you're creating an ideal day, you have to be following an ideal day. You create an ideal day because that's what's supposed to happen. But you somehow don't get to do it. You're not doing it. Today you haven't done it. So you create an ideal day, so you want to follow them. Now, when we are creating that, we add 1,000 things. I'm going to do this. You are adding 1,000 things. Towards the end of the day, you don't get anything done. When I'm keeping like 1,000 things in the schedule, I get nothing done. That's point number one. So like keep is as minimal as couple of things you need to be doing. Okay, have like 6 areas of your life. In 6 areas of your life, have like what is that 1, 2, 3 top most things you need to be doing on a daily basis. So add that in the list rather than having like 1,000 things to the list. Cool. The second one is not being practical. Now this goes directly in link with the previous one, where you are not practical. You are saying, I am going to do 4 meetings in a day. While you are doing like a meeting on a day for the whole month. Cool. You've been doing that. What happened now? You're doing that for a month, like meeting a day for like 4 days. And when you're saying, I'm going to do 4 meetings in a day, where are you going to bring clients? Now, are you going to bring in clients? You're going to gain more money. How are you going to gain traction? And there are a lot of things comes into picture. So you are not being practical. Take a look at what's already been happening with your own life. Take an itinerary of it. When you take an itinerary, that's what tracking is called. You can search for tracking or timeline or journal or productivity strategies. You'll be able to find a lot of videos on these things that I cover most of the times. So being practical when you're crafting your ideal days, because you shouldn't be expecting more as well as less from what you are. Cool. Third point is expecting overnight success. Now, when you create an ideal day, you are excited to follow it, but then you may fail 10 times before making the whole ideal day come true, because you say you want to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Cool. And you're not making it at 8 o'clock. Sometimes you're waking up at 8 o'clock, sometimes you're waking up at 11 o'clock, sometimes you're waking up at 6 o'clock. You will fail so many times before coming into that picture. And it's like, okay, I said I'm going to follow this from 1st of July, but then I did not follow it from 1st of July. Like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this is not my way of doing things. That's all your mindset, negative thoughts. We cannot expect things overnight. You need to give good 6 months to you to follow this one thing. Good 3 months to you. You need to be giving weeks into practice so that you can actually see what's happening. Cool. Fourth one, expecting you will do more than today. Cool. Though this one thought was like you do one step more than what you did today. It's one way of doing things. Which is true, 100% true. But then when we are starting things down, that's when you're creating an ideal day, typically you're starting things. So when you're starting things, you are expecting you're going to do more tomorrow than today. So just like, I'm going to do this, you get nothing done. So why do you have so many things? I have done the to-do list for years now, say good 2 to 3 years now, and I have always failed at a lot of things in to-do list. Cool. Like just because I was expecting too much of me. Like, okay, I'm not doing it, I want to do it, but then there's a capacity that I also have. Like if I'm saying like I'm going to do like 10 meetings in like a week, not possible. For me, with the time schedule that I've kind of set, it's not going to be possible. I think I'm just going to have a meeting a day, that's all. A meeting a day, at max I'm going to have 7 meetings. At max I'm going to have 9 meetings. I won't even touch 10 meetings. if I'm doing it an hour on daily, an hour a day. So expecting you will do more than today. Cool, that's one point of it. And again, don't get me wrong, but then when we expect more than, again, the fourth point has got an explanation. So I'm kind of deriving with the concept and when you're starting things out. Cool. Point number 5 is going to be not tweaking and being so very rigid. So I'm going to tell you one small example. I used to wake up at 11 o'clock 2 years back in lockdown, and one of the goals that I had was I want to wake up at 9 o'clock. What I used to wake up at 11 o'clock for weeks, and every day I'm waking up. I was like, hey, I'm waking up 11 o'clock or 11:30 or 11:45 or 11:10 or 11:50. Everything happens after 11. I used to wake up at 11 o'clock, after 11 o'clock. And every time I used to wake up, I used to feel guilt. Like, I don't wake up at 9 o'clock. I couldn't wake up at 9 o'clock. I was like, I'm just not able to make it. So when I was having those thoughts, the first thing in the morning, it used to set the tone for the whole day. And your whole day is going to go amiss. Your whole day is going to get pathetic. Your whole day is going to go in guilt. Cool. That's why when I started noticing that pattern. When I started noticing that pattern, okay, I'm going in the guilt phase the moment I'm waking up. I was like, okay, it's cool. I don't care when I'm waking up. That was one thought process that I kind of brought in after a period of time. Like, I don't care when I wake up. Whenever I wake up, I'm going to do the best I've got. Then I kind of shifted. After that, also was waking up at 11, 11:30, 11:10, 11:45, 12 o'clock. Then I never considered that as the goal. Like, whenever I wake up, I'm happy with it. I'm going to do the best of whatever I've got with the energy that I've got. Cool. So this was the thought process that I brought in to the picture and started implementing it. That kind of changed a lot of things. So that even that 11 o'clock came all the way to 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock and 8 o'clock over a period of time. Now, why did I share this example? Is like when we are not tweaking things out and we want to wake up at 11 o'clock. Okay, and you're supposed to wake up at 11 o'clock, which you're supposed to wake up at 9 o'clock. You're waking up at 11 o'clock. But we are holding this routine so tight that we are going into guilt phases. We've got like self-negative talk. We are talking bad things to ourselves, like you are not good enough, you are not good, you're not capable, you are failing, you are feeling until we go into the thought process that is you are just it's going to be in loop that you're going to go pathetic with that thought process. Cool. So not tweaking. So you need to be tweaking things based on what's working, what's not working. You keep on tweaking, not being too rich. 5 mistakes. Cool. Adding 1,000 things to a list, not being practical, expecting overnight success, expecting you will do more than today, not tweaking and being rigid. Thanks so much for making this video. Me and the topic about of the day. My peace and blessings upon you. Stop making these mistakes. Try out a different mistakes. Cool. So that you can enlighten other people. So everyone has their own journey, and when we do things, we make mistakes. So I would suggest you do things so that you make mistakes and let me know. Share that in the comment section so that we learn from you. The members learn from you. It's just not everyone has to learn. I'm nobody. Like nobody has to learn from me. I'm sharing what is benefiting me, and it will be great to learn from you, your perspective, so that everyone else that you're interacting with, that we are all interacting with, we learn together, go together. Cool. Thank you so much. Put that in the conversation. I'm going to see you in another exciting video.